such jugaad, such heavy, such nanak hosi be such. Aaj such jugaad, such heavy, such nanak hosi be such. Aaj bure na main, jugaad bure na main, sat bure na main, Sri Devi na main. Aaj such jugaad, such heavy, such nanak hosi be such. Aaj such jugaad, such heavy, such nanak hosi be such. Aaj bure na main, jugaad bure na main, sat bure na main, Sri Devi na main. Aaj such jugaad, such heavy, such nanak hosi be such. Aaj such jugaad, such heavy, such nanak hosi be such. Aaj bure na main, jugaad bure na main, sat bure na main, Sri Devi na main. Aaj such jugaad, such heavy, such nanak hosi be such. Aaj such jugaad, such heavy, such nanak hosi be such.
Satnam,
Satnam, welcome.
I was this close to talking Spanish. We always teach in English, Spanish,
Yeah.
and
That happened.
yeah, today I had a online session in Spanish. Anyway, welcome. We're glad to be here again. It's the second meeting we have, the second gathering, to have a little bit of experience with Kundalini Yoga, and also, you know, getting to express a little more about the beautiful possibilities that this can open when you study this more in depth, more than just going to classes. There's a really profound wisdom behind the teachings of this practice. You know, it's very intriguing to when you're going to classes and you start, you know, doing the practice, doing the thing, following the teacher, you know, whatever the teacher is telling you to do. If you're really in the flow, in that space, most people really have a really wah. That's why we say wahe, wah. Why is this like, wow, there's something happening within myself right now that is profound. And so really to understand how this works, you really need to dive very deep into a knowledge, and awaken through that knowledge and the practice and inner wisdom that we all have. Because what happened in a class follows not a rule, but in a sense there's a rule, there's a process. And understanding the anatomy of your body, not only the Western anatomy, you know, that we have a heart, we have two lungs, you know, the kidneys and so on, but the more the yogic anatomy, and how the subtle energies move through it, and how that affect the tattvas and the electromagnetics of our body, and how that affects our mind, how that affects the way we feel. Then you start understanding the process that a practice, a kriya, can go through while you practice it. And why that is important, really is important because unless you kind of master certain level of self-knowledge that, you know, is given in this type of teachings in Kundalini Yoga, you can, if you don't master that level of knowledge, then you can't really apply this in your day-to-day life in a practical way, you know, efficient way. And so I think that's something very beautiful. That's one of the reasons why I'm very passionate always to teach about Kundalini Yoga, because I think it really awakens something. Today in the morning, I was teaching a class of a program that we call Prama instead of Prana. That it's based in one of the 10 bodies of Kundalini Yoga. We work with 10 different bodies, one being the pranic body. That for me is one of the most important ones right now. It doesn't mean that it's the most important one or is even more important than other ones. All of them are equally important. They all need to interact in certain way. But it's through the pranic body that there's a process that awakens, and there's a huge amount of change in our life if we kind of get into that body and work with it.
We're going to do an exercise, a pranayam for that today.
We're gonna work. Well, yes, it will be basically moving the pranic energy in a certain way to achieve certain results. And well, I was lost because of what your commentary, where I was going. Anyway, welcome, Melea. Welcome, Journey. Glad to be here with you girls. Happy to see you. So let's begin.
Okay, let's tune first. Yes, with the Adi mantra. This is a mantra that helps us to remember why we practice yoga. What is the meaning of yoga? To unite, yes, to unite our finite being with our infinite being. It's not just an exercise, a physical exercise. It's a process, a deep process of attunement, this practice that leave the ego aside, and we can tune, we can vibrate in our essence, in our Satnam. So the mantra is Ong, O-N-G, Ong Namo, Gurudev Namo. We chant it for 3 times. And then there's a second mantra, the Mangalacharan mantra, that is for the projection of the magnetic field from the heart center to protect ourselves, to project the energy of the heart in our aura and our surroundings. So I invite you to close your eyes, to feel how is your state in this present moment. Try to observe and feel the sensations, the body, and observe the mind. How are you feeling? Just to be aware, maybe the changes that you could have after this practice, this meeting. Move your attention to your breath. And let's start to deepen the breath. Expanding the abdomen, opening the chest while you inhale, and while you stretch your spine, your chest comes up and the chin goes in Yarandaraband. And from there, I invite you to roll your eyes in between your eyebrows. It's called Drishti, the position of your eyes, of your gaze. And from there now let's rub our just for a while to move the energy in them and bring we can chant from there. And now let's bring hands together in prayer mudra, touching thumbs to the sternum. Let's inhale deep. Exhale. And let's inhale for chant.
Satguru Namo, Sri Guru Deva Namo, Adguru Namo, Jugadguru Namo, Satguru Namo, Sri Guru Deva Namo, Adguru Namo, Jugadguru Namo, Satguru Namo, Sri Guru Deva Namo.
Let's inhale deep. And exhale. And slowly we can come back and open the eyes.
So we want to start with a practice. I mentioned briefly before that in Kundalini Yoga we work with 10 different bodies, okay? Being one, the physical body, the one that most people are aware of. But there's this layers upon layers of different states of creation in our systems. Being one of the bodies, the one that is more subtle, it's actually called the subtle body. This subtle body has it's a very unique part of our system because it is the one that works very closely with the soul body. That's another body, our soul. So the subtle body is this concept or this system really that is in place for us to connect very deep within ourselves to bring in the knowledge that is embedded in our soul, the characteristics of our divine self, the characteristic of our spirit that come through our soul. So the idea of becoming very subtle that most people talk about, and we certainly do, it's to become so sensitive to the subtleness of life that you can see through, you can bring in levels of information and also hear from within and awakens from within your inner wisdom. So the practice we're going to do, one of many, but this is one that works really good to kind of cleanse and activate a little more this subtle body, is the one we're going to share now. This is a practice that we usually do from like 11 minutes as a minimum, 31 minutes if you have practice enough. In this case, we're going to do only 4 minutes or so, okay? It will help us to awaken, to clear the mind, to clear our electromagnetic field and our arc line that is also in our head that will affect the subtle body. So the way to do it is the following. We're going to have our hands next to our body like this. The hands are going to just be like a little relaxed, fingers a little open, a little curved, the fingers, not with much tension. And we're going to have the arms next to our body. So if you see my arms here, they are next to the body. They're not looking forward, okay? They're just really aligned with your body. And so in that position, what we're going to do, we're going to bring hands up and we're going to cross left hand. I don't know if the camera is backwards, but this is by left hand. The left hand will go over the right hand, never touching, no touching, it's important, and no touching the crown, just a little bit above, okay? So we're going to start doing this movement, up and down, up and down, up and down. We're going to be listening the mantra Hat. That will guide the movement. Hat, Hat, Hat. We're not going to sing the mantra. We're going to breathe. And this is important to do it properly. We're going to open the mouth in a very wide O, very wide open. And we're going to inhale when we go up. total inhalation, yogic inhalation, bring then the navel out, expanding the stomach, the chest, the clavicles, and then exhaling powerfully through mouth, compressing the navel and the diaphragm, and letting the air go out. So it will be probably not going to be hearing the breath because of the filters that we have, but the idea will be inhale up, exhale down. At the rhythm of the mantra Har, Har. Okay, that's it. We're going to be looking in the tip of the nose. So we're going to open a little bit the eyes and focus the gaze in the tip of the nose, having the spine straight, the chest lifted, the chin in alignment. And this is what we're going to do, okay? And just do a deep breath. Let things happen. The system will arrange itself. We're going to be creating a magnetic field around our head, and this will pull the energy up and will expand the mind. Okay? So, just give me 1 second. I don't have the mantra right here. Okay. So let's get in position. Let's have our hands next to the body. Elevate the spine, the chest up, the chin in. Open a little bit your eyes and focus your gaze, your drishti in the tip of the nose. Open wide your mouth in a big O. And let's begin. Begin with the each heart up and down. Inhale up, exhale down. Deep breathing, open mouth, keep looking. Keep the rhythm. Keep moving your navel, your diaphragm to exhale powerfully. Relax your belly when you inhale. Going. Hands crossed above your crown. Keep going, keep breathing. Last few seconds. Now inhale deep, arms up, interlace your fingers, roll the palms up to the sky, looking up and stretch up, holding the breath and turn to your left, stretch to your left, just to the side, and then to the right, and to the left, stretching up, one side and the other one. Come back to the center, exhale through mouth powerfully. Stay with the hands in place, inhale. Hold the breath, stretch up, and now left, go to the left, bend to the left, bend to the right, bend to the left, bend to the right, keep stretching up, left, right, come back to the center, stretch up, exhale. Inhale deep in, stretch up, one last time, move to the left, stretch to the left, stretch to the right, stretch to the left, stretch to the right, to the left, to the right, come back to the center, exhale through mouth powerfully. Bring your hands slowly down. Keep your eyes closed now. Just take a moment to let the energy just move and be aware of the movements, subtle movements of your prana, your life force. Just relax into your body and just be a witness. Through your nose, take a slow and deep breath in, expand in every direction, and hold the breath in. Observe through your third eye, roll your eyes to that space, and apply Mula Bandha, good luck. Squeeze the pelvic floor, lift it up, bring the navel in, and stay very still. Just suspend your mind, your body, your breath. Very still. Empty your lungs and inhale back again. Expand and hold the breath in. Keep your gaze looking in your third eye. Apply Rudlok Mula Bandha. And slowly let it go. Relax your breath and very slowly start coming back and open your eyes. This is a simple practice. You can definitely keep going. You know, it might be a little challenging for the movement of the elbows, but that just triggers things in the mind. Okay, so if you keep going beyond that and you focus your attention in the breath, in the heart, in the mantra, it's important to use this mantra in this practice, then you will go through that barrier that is, a psychological blockage that you have. And then you will expand, and then you will expand. And so more energy will rise into your higher chakras. It will stimulate the glands, and a totally new perception will arise through a different network and a different integration of your brain. The chemistry will change, and then you will feel more balanced and more empowered.
I feel
by
that.
the end.
Yeah, I feel very balanced, very calm, with a space within.
It was only 4 minutes.
And the mind.
You did it in the morning a little longer.
Yeah.
Did you felt any difference?
From now, it's almost the same. The thing is that when we practice Kundalini, we need just a little bit to tap into the state. Yeah? So I feel it like that. It's like I'm already in that state of calmness. I feel the balance. I feel the alignment.
Well, that's a
it's
good
very
point,
easy to feel
because what happened through the consistent practice, when you
the persistence,
the persistent, the consistency, and all, when you keep going with the practice in Kundalini Yoga, you clear, stuff, you clear emotions, you clear energy blocks, traumas, you clear different things. And so it is true for me. It's the same. It is really fast to get into that zone that in most cases I would say is the neutral mind, one of the 10 bodies. That's that space where the energy concentrate, the polarity is reduced, the flow of the energy arises, and it clears the mind, it balances the mind correlates, connects, and get into coherence with the heart, and the system get in place, and suddenly you're there. You're in a space that is great. That's why it's always difficult for us to come back from the meditations we usually do and the practices. It's like it's just so profound and so beautiful to be in that space.
And it's that space, that special space within, with the mind calm, where we can really listen the guidance, or we can feel the presence of the true essence. It's calm, it's peaceful, it's love, it's compassion. And that happens when the mind is quiet, when the mind is not in the equation of what is moving in our multidimensional being. I can feel, for example, when we do classes, how calm the students, even if it's online or it's presence, how the energy is completely unbalanced, completely blocked, a lot of disturbance. And suddenly, after even the warming up, you feel the energy so much calm and quiet.
That's
the
an
mind
experience.
is
I
quiet.
enjoy so much when that.
And then when that happens, we can go deep into the experience, into the practice. It's beautiful when that shift, it's happening and you can feel it.
And that is one of the reasons that why we use a lot of pranayams also in Kundalini Yoga. That is one of the reasons why we usually start with, for example, the breath of fire, or it could be another pranayam. Because through the practice of pranayam, you can more easily and faster make everyone arrange their energy so the mind gets into a certain state, and then there's a coherence in the group that starts happening.
Yeah.
And that is powerful.
And if we want to achieve that state of truth, if we want to open the path of the innate wisdom, of the natural essence, if we want to open that space or that path, the flow of the prana, that where God's consciousness is flowing, we need to shut the mind. We need to make the mind silence. It's the more powerful thing that takes us out from it. Has a lot of power, we know. It's controlling our lives. It's moving us based from fear, actually, making decisions unconsciously, react unconsciously, have patterns or habits not good for us. And we need to awake that truth. We need to awake that love. We need to awake that essence. And the only or more powerful way or the shorter cut is to shut down the mind.
And we are actually going to have a beautiful practice in
Yes.
a moment,
In
a few minutes more,
in this meeting.
where you will experience something very unique.
Mhm.
I don't think any one of you might have done this before with us. We have shared it a few times, but
Mhm.
it's a very specific practice in Kundalini Yoga where your mind shuts off. I don't know how to express that. It turns off.
Turns off. Yeah.
It's very, very unique. And
Mhm.
and this is one of the reasons why a lot of people is getting nowadays very much in connection with Kundalini Yoga. And I think it's probably one of the yogas that is starting to be more trendy. I don't know, trend is not the word, but it's increasing the amount of people getting connected with this science. And a lot of teachers of other disciplines of yoga that have, you know, the experience with Kundalini Yoga, they are getting involved now.
Mm.
And you know, there's a very specific step-by-step process that happen in our awakening. And you know, I mentioned this briefly, but the first thing that people gets aware of when they're very stressed or sick or something is like, I need to work with my body. I need my body to be more healthy. And because they only have an identity with their body, not even with their mind. They think about the body. So they start eating healthier, doing diets, maybe exercising a little bit. But you know, this, when you start doing those type of things, that you detox the body, you clear the body, maybe you start doing certain yogas, and that's usually the reason why most people get related with other types of yoga, not Kundalini, because most yogas are more focused into the asanas, you know, the movements of the body, mostly, like Vinyasa or Hatha or Ashtanga, although they have, of course, pranayams and mantras, but they don't really use it, especially at the beginning in the teachings. And so people focus into their bodies. But when you start working with the body, you're also working with the prana, the life force. You're rebalancing the nervous system. It just takes a very long time if you just do it through asanas specifically. But after some time, they will start expanding, and they will start getting desires of understanding, you know, things in a deeper way. And that's when usually other types of yoga start getting in place, or the pranayams start getting more attractive to people and so on, because the prana will take you to the mind. We will start learning about your own self, your own mind, through the energy that arises, and, you know, work out the mind in such a graceful way, like when you practice pranayams. Anyway, so there's a lot of layers into this. I just remember that I had here. You have the book, the reading one. Can you
Yes.
show it? In Kundalini Yoga, we have this beautiful
This great book.
that is very
Yes.
unique. It has certain things that are very, you know, typical of yoga, the history of yoga and so on. But most of the book is related with the science and the knowledge of Kundalini Yoga that is really very, very specific to Kundalini Yoga. So what I wanted to read, just a short thing. It says, the many facets of Kundalini Yoga. What this paragraph will explain is a little bit how is Kundalini Yoga related with other types of yogas, and what is the importance of each type of yoga that is embedded in the technology of Kundalini Yoga. This is why Kundalini Yoga is so powerful. So it says, Jap means continuous, calm, meditative recitation of a mantra. Japa Yoga is part of Kundalini Yoga. When I say Jap at the beginning, Jap, it's Japa. It comes from Japa Yoga. As are Chakti Yoga, also part of Kundalini Yoga, and Laya Yoga as well. Bhakti Yoga, Raj Yoga, and Hatha Yoga. Laya is the contact of the sound of the mantra. Mantra is the formation of the notes and the scales of the sounds, and it's applied in action or potency. Japa is the technology. Shakti is the power. Bhakti is the devotion in it. Raj is the royalty of philosophy that gives you the gracefulness. Hatha is the union of Ha and Ta, the mastery of polarity. These seven form of yoga form Kundalini Yoga. Until you know Laya Yoga, you cannot tune the mantra. If you do not know japa, you cannot recitate it. Without bhakti, you don't have time for it. Without shakti, you cannot perform it. So one of the reasons why Kundalini Yoga has such an impact in your life is because there's all this mix of different ancient technologies that are embedded in one practice.
Mm-hmm.
So when you do a kriya, that's why we talk a lot about the word kriya. Kriya is a set of actions that take you to a specific place. So a kriya is a full exercise practice of working with all yourself in all these layers. With the mind, with japa, with repetition, with mantra, with pranayam, with breath work, with the polarity, the hatha. Hatha means sun and moon. And we join that polarity within us. And the inner energy is the shakti, the power of awakening your spirit.
Mm.
And all of this has to happen through bhakti, devotion. If you don't have devotion to, your spiritual path or your soul, or looking for
yourself,
this great self, with higher self, this spirit, then there's no connection, there's no entanglement with that you want to become. So to really have all the benefits from these Kundalini practices, we need to have this bhakti, we need to have the shakti activated, we need to balance the energy, we need to do all of these things. And this is the beautiful thing about
and
Kundalini
we combine
Yoga.
it with other types of tools in this technology, like mudras. Each mudra has a specific way to channel the energy and to have an impact in the brain through the neurons, through both sides of the brain, to activate specific glands. We have drishti, the position of the eyes. It's different to move the eyes to the third eye or the tip of the nose. Eyes are also stimulating the nerves coming into the brain, with the asanas, of course, the positions of the body, and the mantras, and the meditations. Yeah. So there's a lot of things that is going on. At the beginning, we don't know what is happening, but we are doing it, and we just receive the benefits when we practice enough. When we learn, when we come into the Kundalini Yoga training, we start to understand more how it works.
Yeah,
more with the practice.
The importance of each part of the practice. Most people are not aware of the importance of a mudra.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like
more than the important is the benefit.
But yeah, it's a seal of energy, and also direct the energy, recycle the energy in a certain way. So each mudra, each thing that you can do with your fingers, have a reaction in your nervous system. Of course, that's basic knowledge of biology, but also in the subtle bodies, in the chakras, in the nadis, in the way the energy works through all of these different layers. So then you start realizing, and actually you can even sense that. Probably you haven't done this, but if you are really relaxed, really present, with the mind more or less calm, and you do a mudra, and you observe, just very present, and then you change the mudra, you will notice changes in the energy of your body, pressure in different parts. Actually, the electromagnetic field changes the way it works. You can feel it compressing, expanding. You can feel different chakras that are really working with each mudra. Yeah. It's just really, really beautiful to experience. And so when you begin to understand the subtleness of the yogic technology and knowledge, you can learn how to apply it better. Yeah.
So this big book is one of the books that you receive when you come into the Kundalini Yoga teacher training, and also a second one that is thinner, but very nice and important, where we have a lot of kriyas and a lot of meditations with the asanas, with the mantras, with the mudras. Everything is very well explained here with details and everything. So we can follow these instructions and we can guide beautiful classes afterwards to the students. And there's so many other books. We have some ones here. One for prana.
One of my favorites.
Prana, pranayam, it's amazing.
Also this one, the mind.
The mind.
It talks about the
self-knowledge.
The 87 facets of the psyche of the human, 81 facets of the psyche of the human mind.
And there's another one.
It's a very complex but very useful knowledge.
21 step of meditation. This is teaching you the steps where the mind comes into every time you meditate and how you can go deep into that state and what will happen. You will get angry in some moment when you start to meditate, because you will start to move the subconscious mind and the anger will happen, the fear will appear. Yes, because this is not like a pill. It's a technology to awaken the consciousness, to wake up that Kundalini energy, that is the spiritual creative essence that we are.
I would just like to say, because I've heard people that is interested in studying, actually in the Spanish version, a few women asked me about, like, how much do I need to study in this course? Because, you know, people is working, doing their own life, having families and so on. I just want to clarify that the base of the teacher training that we are doing, that is the first level, the one that everyone has to access if they want to become a teacher, is based in this holy book. Okay, there's many other books if you want to, you know, learn more about certain specific things. But basically, this is the Bible of Kundalini Yoga.
Yeah, and so interesting.
It's very interesting.
You can read about the chakras, about the aura, about creation.
There's a whole chapter about the yogic philosophy and how everything is created through the knowledge of the yoga, and it's really, really interesting.
Here are the mudras, what we were speaking about, and so much information, very beautiful.
Before we start the last practice, I wanted to read this part of the book.
Okay.
It says, Kundalini Yoga, the choice is yours. Kundalini Yoga presents us with an image of the human being, an individual who has a core, a shining soul, with a consciousness that is luminous and which carries the experience of God. The soul is shattered in our personal karmas. The karmas are the results of choices and attachments and come from actions that are not done in the carefree service and rhythm of the totality of consciousness. The karmas have come from fear and from identifying with the finite self and ego. Because you have a will which has freedom, you make choices and are allowed to get as shattered and dirty as you like. Out of compassion, you always have some opportunity to be taken and penetrated by the teacher or teachings. You may stay for the taking, or you may choose to run and create more commotion for yourself. All teachings led to the same realization and awakening of your potential, but some takings are efficient and fast, and others are very slow. Kundalini Yoga and the psyche that teaches it is direct and royal. Those who have the blessing to practice it and teach it choose to stand before the crystal of their consciousness, under a great pressure washer, to remove the clouds of the past acts in order to reside now in the timeless beauty of the soul. Everyone has that core potential. So everyone is capable of Kundalini Yoga, but their own past choices may limit them and make such transformation of the self inappropriate for them. Those will come to be taught by you who already have the momentum within them to be given a choice to move toward higher consciousness. It is that horizon you remind them of in every possible way. They must confront it. They must do the discipline. You cannot be a rescuer or take control of their life. You are part of a much greater show. You do your part well. So that's an expression of how this Kundalini yoga is a free choice. It's just a path. It's a technology that have been there for 5,000 years. It have been perfected in so many different ways, and it works. It works. You just need to apply it. You don't even need to, think of this as a sort of religion or, necessarily dress in white as we do. But if you apply the practice and you do it well and you're consistent with it, you shine. It just happens. You get more connected with your true identity that we call Satnam. You get more connected, therefore, with your soul. You get intuitive. You get a little less attached to the commotion of life, but you are more in life. You're more connected to the life. You're more connected to your purpose. And you can take action when it's needed without hesitation. You get this willpower within yourself where you know what to do when you need to do it. The mind just works for you instead of you working for your mind. That is the typical thing that happens to most people in the world. They are just, a mind control that happened through the ego, the programming of their past life and their past experiences and all the information that came through all the media and everything around them. But when you really start working with this technology consistently, you become your own creator. You become your own master of reality. You really achieve a beautiful state where you can have more love, you can have more peace, you can even feel blissful more often and more often. It's just a beautiful thing.
Yeah. I love to practice. I love to feel that state when we finish and call it every time I need it. If something is happening, I call it. I do a pranayama, I chant a mantra. We love to chant mantras. We play them all day. Our kids love them. They are chanting. And
it's so beautiful when we're in the ocean and they're playing with the water, with the rocks, and suddenly you hear them singing a mantra.
And the mantra is guiding their minds. It's beautiful how it works. Yeah. So yes, and if you learn this technology, you can use it for yourself. And if you feel the call, you can share it, because other people will start to come and ask for it, because they will see your changes. They will see you more happy, more confident, more trusting in yourself. And you will share it finally, I think so. So it's so beautiful to see the students too.
The life of people, whatever you do in your life, you can keep going with your work. You can keep being to establish better relationships, to be more present with your kids or family or friends, at work, to decrease the stress levels.
Yes.
How much stress is around the world right now? Stress, anxiety. No one really knows where the world is going. Depression is one big thing. And really, this can, first of all, make yourself more resilient. So you don't really go so far, into depression or anxiety or stress. The system just reviewed itself.
And you have the tools to use them.
Yeah.
You will have them.
And you can even reverse certain, diseases. And we have seen this, especially with the endocrine system, that is very common to have problems with the thyroid or other glands. The consistency of the practice regulate this system. And so I've seen it many times, friends, people that I have studied with at some years ago, or people that have come to our classes, consistently. they change their state of being. They change their endocrine system, their nervous system, their mind, their focus, their perception, their way of seeing life. They become more happy, more empowered. It's just so beautiful. So that's why we really encourage everyone to at least, you know, start practicing more frequently.
Yeah.
And then if you want to jump into, you know, the teacher training, I think it's one of those decisions that we can take in life that we're never going to regret. And when we die, we're going to review our life, and it will be this, like, a few things. It's not only this, you know, we've done obviously many things. You have done many beautiful things in life. But there will be like this thing, you know, oh, that was a great idea, what I did. It changed the tendency of my life.
In the timeline of your life, you have some years that you always remember. For example, when you came out from school, or when you came out from university, maybe you got married, or you become a mom or a dad for the first time. In those dates, you will have, and you will remember the year when you did the Kundalini Yoga teacher training. Will be part of those special moments and important moments in your life. I will never forget that happened.
So let's share the last part. Maybe before that, if I don't know here if Melea or Journey or anyone seeing also the recording later on, if you have any questions or commentaries, if you want to ask right now, I don't know, Melea or Journey, if you are available, if you have anything that you would like to ask or comment before we start the last part.
Both of you have been experienced the practice. Maybe you want to share how has been doing for you.
Hey guys.
Hi, Satnam.
Good to see you.
Hi, Satnam. Yeah, it's nice to see you too. I basically just need to practice more frequently. I need my own practice, and that is the reason that I'm gonna be doing teacher training, because I know the way I feel when I'm practicing Kundalini yoga and the things it's healed within me, and just these things like stick. It just doesn't go away. The feelings that I feel within Kundalini yoga, it's I was able to just remember the way I feel, remember the things that I've healed from, and kind of take them along my journey. And it's just been a blessing. It's just amazing from the first day that I come, and wow, yeah. So I'm looking forward to more practice more frequently. So
well, I think that's
yes.
Yeah. Ask, please.
Yes, I do have a question. I was thinking, I didn't know if I should wait till later. With the online training, I know we should practice 3 times a week. Are we able to take any of you guys as like online classes, or how does that work?
Let me explain a little bit about that. Thank you for the question.
Yes,
well,
thank you.
First of all, I would point out that one of the, I think, the great benefits of doing, for example, the teacher training is that you will have, you know, the group, you will have the teachers, you will have all of this energy helping you to be consistent with practice. How that happen? Well, first of all, you will have this book where you can dive in and study a little bit, and that will really, it really works in a level of the mind that it's usually you're not aware of, but it's playing out in your psyche, in your subconscious mind, the book, the knowledge. But also through the training, we are going to be giving classes for everyone to have, regular classes, you know, typical Kundalini classes. The idea is that hopefully you can do them 2-3 times a week. Okay, that's usually what we recommend. Of course, depends on you. Everything is up to you. You know, it's your own commitment with what this teaching training is offering. But also, through the teacher training, we do 1 or 2, depends on the extent of the teacher training and some other variables, but we usually do 1 or 2 40 days
Quarantines.
yes, like sadhanas, like practices where we teach a certain kriya or a meditation or some pranayama or some specific practice, and we tell all the students to start doing it for 40 days in a row. And this is again something that you commit with yourself. You are the one that is going to be tracking if you do it or not. We are not capable of being at your place to really know, but through all these type of activities plus all the teachings, when we get together during the weekends, we practice, we talk, we teach, and so on. There is this time frame in your life where you are going to be a little bit forced through the decision of becoming this teacher training to become this teacher. You're going to be a little forcing yourself to be embedded in this technology, and this will start working in your system very deeply. And this is why everyone remembers the day they did or the year they did the teacher training. And because you're going to be consistently embedded in the knowledge, in the practice, in the group work, and all of that, you are going to have a huge change in your life. And it's always a good one. Of course, this doesn't mean that you're not going to face inner challenges, like you said, with this, you might feel anger, you might feel sometimes very lonely, or you will have these epiphanies happening about life, and then things are going to change a little bit because you're going to change your perspective of life. It will move things, but everyone that gets involved in Kundalini Yoga, in my opinion, it's because they have this uniqueness in their soul, that we can call it this, the spiritual warrior kind of thing, where you have this inner power already to go beyond the establishment, to go beyond the things that you were taught. If not, you wouldn't get involved with Kundalini Yoga. Maybe even without neither meditation or any other type of yoga. But Kundalini Yoga is a very powerful process, and so
that's why we can't teach Kundalini in 3 weeks or 4 weeks like other type of yoga. These minimum 6 months, 1 weekend in a month or maybe 2, but needs time. We need time to process, to integrate, to feel, to observe.
So this there's a relationship between who you used to be and this new you that happened through the journey of
and
just
the
new
you is the truth of yourself.
Yes, to discover that deep you. It just tend to happen. And so I think that is beautiful. And also what happened later on when the teacher training finished, most people, because you change your habits, you learn new things, new skills, new techniques, new knowledge, then you will have more this capacity of self sustainability. I don't know if that's what I want to say, but you will have more power within, more empowerment to keep up with practice by yourself. Of course, you can join our classes or someone else's classes, or go to a school near you where you can practice Kundalini Yoga. But it happens that you recognize so yourself quite easily. So if you feel that you are going through this type of situation, or your mind is working this way, or you're feeling this type of emotions, you will know that you need to do this pranayama, or you will know you need to chant this mantra or do this kriya. And so you apply the knowledge and the technology in such a way that is very precise and it works very efficiently. And I think this is the richness of studying Kundalini Yoga more in depth than just regularly going to a class. Is that you can apply this knowledge in your life in a very effective, very efficient way. And at the end, the most important thing, in my opinion, whatever you study, whatever type of knowledge you have through, in relation with becoming more balanced, more healthy, more tuned into your spiritual self. The most important thing is to constantly being constantly taking yourself back to your center, and not letting yourself go too far away into the struggles of life, and then
Losing
becoming
ourselves.
attached to that and thinking that that's you. You know, what happens is you. You are not the things that happen, not at all. You're way beyond that. You're way bigger than that. So when you keep practicing, bringing back yourself with love, with with the knowledge, with the practices, then suddenly your life become very stable, much more than what used to be. And in that stability, well, health, of course, it's enhances. You're more healthy. You feel more grateful for life itself. You feel gratitude. You start feeling more compassion. This is just something that happens, through the practice. And so all the good things about life that you have read about, that you might want maybe more in your life, peace of mind, peace in your heart, those things start to happen. It's a consequence of the way you move and you work with your inner energies, with your life force, with your pranas, that moves your mind, that move the electromagnetics, and suddenly everything gets in certain alignment and you feel awesome most of the time, And when you don't feel good, you know what to do. Like what I told last week about doing a certain pranayam to get rid of a huge headache that I had, and it worked.
Yeah. But yes, we will give online classes for the group that is part of the teacher training.
You can go very intense in the teacher training if you have the time and you want to, or you can do it a little more in your own rhythm. Of course, we have fixed time for the schedules of the classes and so on. You decide. But it will be a beautiful adventure of self-knowledge. I think that's the most important thing.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah. Let's dive into this practice.
Yes. Emilia, do you have some question or something to express today?
I just wanted to say thank you for being here. Let's do it.
Thank you, Malia. Nice to have you here. I think you will love this practice.
May I introduce a little bit of
Yes.
what happened with the practice? We're going to do a meditation that is also connected with pranayama, the control of life force. Everything you do is really affecting the life force, the way the pranas work in your body. The fastest way to control the mind is not trying to control the mind with the mind. That's just losing time. The fastest way to control the mind is to control your energies. One of the most effective, efficient ways of doing that is controlling the prana, controlling the energy through, for example, pranayama, the control of your breath. So we're going to mix in this meditation two things. We're going to start adjusting the life force, the prana, with the pranayama, but we're also going to use the power of the mantra. The mantras, they always work at the level of the pranic body, but also at the level of the mind in a different way than just controlling the breath. And so what will happen is that through the consistent practice of this meditation, the mind will calm down in a very obvious and clear way by the end, and you're going to experience what is to have a clear mind. Why we want to share this is because, many people have been, and we have heard these comments after this. Many people have been practicing meditation for 20 years of practice and where it can take you. So when they do this practice, they say, how did this happen? Why I didn't know this before? So one of the beautiful things about Kundalini Yoga, in a sense, is that I don't want to say a shortcut, but in many ways it is, a a very sophisticated way of reaching certain states that otherwise it will take a very long time. I think that is the gift of Kundalini for the world.
Yes.
Okay.
So we will start with a warming up. Yeah, before we explain the meditation. Yeah. Okay. So we will move the spine a little bit to give space for the movement of the energy. So let's grab the chin in the front with hands firmly to start moving the spine forward and backwards. The head stays in alignment without moving neck. We're going to inhale powerfully to the front and exhale powerfully going backwards. Use always your nose to breathe powerfully. Keep your eyes closed and roll them to your third eye. You can chant mentally Sat, inhaling, and Nam, exhaling. Sat means truth. Nam, identity. I'm vibrating in my true identity, chanting this mantra. Let's move hands to the knees. So now opening more the chest. Keep going in the movement. Keep your breath powerfully. And now stop the movement. Inhale deep and hold the breath. And apply root lock. Mula band, squeezing pelvic floor. Hold your drishti in your third eye, the position of your eyes. And exhale. Very good. So let's extend our legs to the front. We're going to grab big toes with index and middle finger to pull them and press the tip of the nail. If you can't get there with knees straight, don't worry. Just grab your ankles, heels, any place you can grab yourself in the legs. So we're going to inhale, keep the chest up and the spine straight, the chin in, and exhale, coming down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Always with a powerful breath through nose and eyes closed. Keep going. This is giving flexibility to your spine and the lumbar part. Stretching the life nerve or sciatic nerve. Just a few seconds more. Inhale and bring your chest up, your chin in and your back straight. Hold it, hold your breath and apply move band. Squeeze pelvic floor, anus, genital and lower stomach. Put the navel in up and exhale. Very good. And we can come back to cross legs. Let's do twisting of the spine. We're going to grab our shoulders. We're going to inhale, twisting left side and exhale to the right. Always through nose and with eyes closed. Focusing the gaze in the third eye. This awakes the intuition, stimulate the pituitary gland. And in this exercise, you are opening the chest, expanding your lungs. So the flow of the life force can reach this different parts of your body and goes up to your higher chakras, higher centers, and higher glands. Thyroid gland, parathyroid gland, pituitary and pineal gland. And gently stop the movement in the center. Inhale through nose and hold your breath. And apply moon band. Squeezing pelvic floor, the energy can go up through your spine, through your Shushmana central channel, all the way up. Focus your drishti in your third eye. And gently exhale through nose and relax your arms. And stay with you for a moment. It's beautiful to start to perceive the changes, subtle changes in the mind, in the energy. Let's inhale and exhale. Very good. So let's start with this meditation. This meditation we have two parts. The first one is the pranayama, that we are going to do it in this with this mudra, Yan mudra, pressing thumb with index finger. Chest is up, chin is in. This is very important. Yes, the chin in, this lock in the neck, Jalandharavan. Yes, we do that by lifting the chest and bringing the chin in. Yes, so in this position we are going to inhale through nose, but in 8 segments. We are going to split the deep breathing, first relaxing the abdomen and then opening the chest in 8 parts. Yes, so it's going to look like this. And after the 8 segments inhaling, we're going to exhale through nose, slow and deep. Just in one deep and long exhalation. First, the chest gets relaxed, and then we pull the navel in to finish the exhalation. Yes? So we inhale through nose in 8 segments, more or less 1 second each stroke, and then in one complete exhalation through nose until we empty ourselves. This is the first part. Our eyes are rolled in the third eye. And the second part is chanting a mantra. Yes? We have it here for you. This mantra is Hamiham Brahmham. Hamiham Brahmham. We are God. This mantra will open your heart center. And what means that also will help us to release blockages that is not allowing us to expand the magnetic field, to expand our aura, to really tap into the essence of our Satnam, that is love. Yes? So we're going to chant this mantra all the time that we need to chant it, with no opening the eyes, focusing our gaze in between our eyebrows in the third eye. And let's allow the mantra to guide the mind. Oh yes, see, that is important. So we are going to inhale deep, and we're going to chant the mantra in one full exhalation. It has a pause in the middle. Yes, here. In the pause, we need to keep exhaling just a little bit and very slow. Here we inhale. We keep exhaling a little bit.
No inhalation at all.
And we continue. And then we inhale again. And we chant it. Yes, so remember the pause in between Hamiham and Brahmham, we don't inhale. We keep exhaling. Yes? Very good. Ready to start to this journey inwards. We're going to go deep inside of us. So all the time, let's do Yan Mudra, pressing thumb with index finger. We need to press a little bit. Yes, we're going to stimulate these two energies here. And other three fingers are stretched together. Also the elbows. Yes. So we're going to start inhaling in 8 strokes. Each one of you is going to count through nose always, and then 1 complete yogic exhalation, long and deep. Yes, so keep the posture, chest up, chin in, and roll your eyes up to your third eye, like if you want to see to the infinite, that portal. First, let's exhale all the air out, and now we can start. Now you can end the last cycle of your breath and stay there still to start with the mantra. Remember to chant it with a full exhalation in the pause in the middle of the mantra, hum, hum, from hum, just keep exhaling. And then you can breathe deeply in to keep chanting. Keep your drishti, a powerful drishti in your third eye. And let's chant from our hearts. Keep exhaling a little bit. And now you can deeply inhale, keep chanting. Deep exhalation, slowly. Inhale deep to keep chanting.
Feel your breath. Be very present within yourself. Observe subtleness, your body and your energy. Exhale. I want you to very slowly start opening your eyes. I know it will be difficult. I know you want to stay there. I know it feels good. I want you to experience something. Very slowly start opening your eyes and look here. Look to me. Open your eyes and try not to blink. Just look here. Focus your attention here. Be very present, just observing. With your eyes open. And now try to catch a thought. Try to observe your mind. Try to see if any thought comes by. Just be a witness. Keep looking here. Looking to me. Eyes open. Very aware, very focused. Just pay attention to your mind. Observe if there's any thought. Probably don't have any. Keep trying to find one. Keep looking here. Keep observing. Keep trying to see if there is any thought in your mind. Keep gazing here. And you experience that calmness, that depth, that profundity in your mind. You can be so present right now. You can be observing your mind, you can be looking here, and you can be feeling your body. Feel your body. Keep looking here. And keep trying to see if any thought come by. This is the power of learning about yourself. Mastering your energy, master your mind, and master your life. This is Kundalini Yoga, science. What is to be a human? It's very incredible to realize that suddenly your mind can be calm. And this will last for a few minutes. Just close your eyes now. Focus your attention in your third eye. Feel your body. Take a deep breath in. Feel that breath. Hold the breath. Keep focusing your attention in your third eye. Keep feeling your body, your presence. Feel the sensation. And slowly exhale. Keep feeling your body, subtleness of your life force, your prana, your chi, the inner experience of your deep self. With the right combination of knowledge and practice, you can have a profound impact in your life. You can share this with so many others that might be looking for peace in their minds and in their hearts. Very slowly open your eyes and look here. Just gaze here, don't blink. And try to observe your mind, your thoughts. Still this calmness going through your system, nervous system, your brain. There's coherence within your left brain, your right brain, your heart, your mind, your body functions, your endocrine system. That's why you can access this state, total neutrality. Waheguru. How do you feel? Now it will be difficult to come back. We always share this practice. We want to keep going and stay in total silence. How are you feeling, Journey and Melia? What would you express about meditation practice? You don't need to talk. Maybe you can write down a word if you feel so. You can say something if you wish.
Without thoughts.
Without thoughts. What a gift. And we can certainly go chanting this mantra for eternity, it seems like. What a beautiful space is created within ourselves.
There is the potential.
I dream, or I imagine that what if someday you can gather millions of people doing just this practice? It takes 20 minutes. Imagine the impact, not only in their life, but in everyone that's around them. All this research that have been done that when you meditate in groups, the impact that have in the surroundings. I remember this book from the state called Free Economics. It's old, I guess maybe 20 years old, I don't know. And I think it was in that book that some research was exposed in that book, but also if the research is available online, where they did some meditation practice in certain areas in certain cities in the States, where there was a lot of crime, a lot of problems. And when they gathered this group of people and they make them do certain specific practice to gather coherence between them, within them and with the group, statistically, and it was statistically accurate that there was a decrease in problems, in death, mortality, in people stealing things and so on. And there's certainly a lot of research around it. So that's why, we have to keep trying to help each other, share the knowledge, share the experiences. And you don't know how much the impact that could be. We can barely see one generation ahead. If you have kids, you see your kids. But if you impact the life of 100 people and they all have kids, they have 2, and maybe they also share something with the kids, or they share something with some other 100 people. So after maybe a couple of generations, the world can change, and certainly that is what it has happened so far. All of this knowledge have been expanding, and not only Kundalini, it's everything. It's yoga, it's meditation, it's breathwork, it's spiritual knowledge. And we have come to this inflection point in the world right now, where we are seeing struggles, but at the same time we're seeing so much light. The light is showing us the darkness. And now what is important is that we all get enough knowledge, enough self-knowledge and practices that we can get ourselves stabilized in our own aura, in our own energy, and keep expanding that so we can reach a certain level in the world where we finally find peace. Doesn't make any sense to keep killing people. Just insane. And sanity comes from working with yourself, knowing about yourself, organizing your energies, your systems, tune them, and suddenly there's an impossibility of harming people. It just doesn't happen.
And we forget the importance of having the mind calm. Maybe we don't know actually the huge amount of benefits that we can reap by just calming the mind. There is everything for me. There is the field of creativity, of essence when the mind is calm. So this practice is awesome, what it brings to us and what it's bringing right now, but also during these hours that maybe if you're going to sleep, this will bring you into a state of sleeping, so healing, a state of healing. Calming the mind it's a great practice or tool or thing to do in our lives.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you
for being here, for seeing this recording. We're really happy to share more of this. We will probably have another session coming soon. We will check the agenda and open the space again. If you have any question about anything that we talked today or the teacher training that is coming soon, please send us a message. Let us know your questions. Yeah. We know, we've been there. We've been where you are. We've been in the, oh, this is for me or it's not for me. Should I do it or should I not do it? Should I wait? I don't want to be a teacher, but it feels so good to practice. I might learn something. You know, there's so many things happen. And you're not going to solve those questions unless you talk about them with someone that already have, you know, certain experience. And so we are happy to answer. We're happy to get a video call with each one of you and respond any question, find ways to make this teacher training available for you.
Yeah.
To do it.
Yeah, we want to invite you to jump into this teacher training. You will never regret. You will receive so much blessings and miracles in your life. And you will see miracles in other people.
Around you. That's the beauty. So let's close with the long time sun.
Okay. We can, from our hearts, expand the love, the light, and our true essence, our Satnam.
May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. May a long time sun shine upon
May all beings throughout creation find peace, love, and freedom. Satnam. Vaheguru. Many blessings. If you have the time, now that we're gonna finish the session, rest in your back in Shavasana. Just rest, explore your inner self, relax. Let this energy just keep moving a little bit, opening yourself to become very calm, just for maybe 10 minutes or so. And see you soon.
Thank you.
Satnam.
See you in the teacher training. Blessings.